All right, guys. Today, as you remember from our content objective, we are going to be learning how to solve the area of a shape like we have here. Now, there's a couple of ways we can do that. Now, we all know about times tables when we're looking at rows and columns. So if we were to solve this, we know that we've got the number of columns across the top, right? Coming up and down. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, but we could also count up each entire one when we're finding the area. So there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? But we could have done that an easier way. And we know when we were doing those, we were doing the times by the rows times the columns. So we know that as we go across there, there are, 12 square centimeters. Now, we could also do it as a times. And we know that we've got 3 rows, right? Let's see if this works. So that would be rows times columns, because we always start with the rows. 3 rows of blank columns. So here we go. We would do 3, which would be the 1, 2, 3, because there are how many rows? Again, how many rows? 3. So we have 3 rows. We would times that by the number of columns. How many columns, those are the ones that go up and down, are there? It's kind of easy where we numbered it, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We would times the rows times the columns. Let's see if we get the same answer. 3 times 4 is? Shout it! 3 times 4 is? 12 centimeters squared. I think I put squared centimeters. Interesting. All right, let's take a look though. What happens now? We've got this shape. Now, you know you could count them all, but I don't want to count them all. Go ahead and press pause. I want you to figure out how you would solve for this shape. Okay? Remember we've got, because this doesn't match that. That's kind of uneven, right? And that doesn't match over here. What am I going to do? Press pause. We'll come back and we'll see how you tried to solve it. Okay, here we go. Let's see, you were discussing. So I'm going to take out these lines because obviously you guys are smart and I know you're going to be able to do this. So let's do that again. But let's do this. I'm going to take out a highlighter because I've got one shape, but I'm going to break it up into 2 separate ones because this would make 1. So now I can solve that. How many rows? Try that again. How many rows on just this piece here? 3. So I'm going to write down the 3 because there's 3 rows, right? 1, 2, 3. So 3 times the number of columns. How many columns are there? There's 3 as well. So we know we're going to do 3 times 3 for there. But here, and of course I skipped to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 times the number of rows, right? And that was 5 times 5. Pretty simple one, right? We can do 5 times 5. Yes, you can. You can too do 5 times 5. So 5 times 5 is the same, and then we're going to also add the 3 rows times the 3 columns, okay? So we can solve both of those. So let's try that again. Everybody, you ready? 5 times 5 is, together, 25. Very good. And then we know 3 times 3 is 9 because some of you have started passing off your 3's. So we add those together, 25 plus 9 equals 24 square centimeters. Pretty cool, right? All right, you're going to try this one on your own. We've got a new shape. Wow, that looks scary. But don't be afraid. Ooh, we zoomed out there. Oh, come on. Zoom A. There we go. All right, so now you're going to figure out how would you break this shape up. Press pause. We'll come back and we'll solve one way, and then we'll take a look at some other ways to see how you solved it. All right, guys, welcome back. So, how did you do? Were you able to solve this? Did you break it up into one piece? Obviously can't do 1. 2 pieces. Obviously can't do 2. 3. Yep, 3. So I like 2 times tables. So I'm going to take these because I can do 2 times tables all day long. I'm going to make that into 1. So now that I've got that into one piece, I know it's going to be the rows, right? So there's 1, 2, times the number of columns. Ooh, a lot of columns. Going to have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, right? 2 times 8. Pretty simple. You can all do that. All right, so now, let's see, I've got some more shapes there. So let's go ahead and let's get another highlighter. How about this one? Okay, I'm going to do that one. 1 times tables. Those are the hardest, right? Aren't ones the hardest? No? Well, I thought they were. Apparently ones aren't hard in 3rd grade anymore. Go figure. So that's going to be 1 times the number of columns. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And 1 times 3 is... 1 times 3 is... Good. Okay, so now we're going to add the 16 and the 3. All right, there's one more shape. Remember, we got to do the whole thing, so I'm going to select all of this. Okay, so now I've got to count the number of rows. Remember, rows go left to right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I'm going to have 5 times whatever this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Is there 5? Nope. Sorry, it's hard to see on this. There's 4. 5 times 4 is... 5 times 4 is... 20. All right, now let's add them together. I like to do some mental math myself. And I know if I have 20, I can add the 16 to that and get 36. Plus 3 more, 39. All right, so now I know that I've got 39 square feet. But let's take a look and see how they solved it. Oh, but look, they still got the 39. That was the same way we did it, right? They did this shape to there and there. So 3 shapes still. And the last one, did they still get 39? Well, they sure did. All right, guys. So now you've been able to solve that. Here's a look at those. Your assignment is going to have a few of those. You're going to click to the next slide, and you're going to see how to do your homework. Make sure you click submit.